back. It's Melanie, your She Shed Scrapper. So today we are going to be scrapbooking some pictures of my oldest at a fair, like a carnival with carnival rides. And so we usually go every year. And so along the way I've picked up these stickers, A Fair to Remember by Echo Park. So I knew I wanted to use these. So then I went in my paper stash to look for some fun, bright, colored papers. And I actually found some birthday papers that I have had. So these ones here are birthday wishes from Echo Park, and I thought those looked really good and matched the stickers. And then this one here is by Photo Play, and it's Cake Party Animal. So I thought those were really fun too. So just because they're birthday papers, I thought it was kind of cool and fun that I could use them elsewhere too. So we are going to start and use those and the stickers, and let's get started. So I really liked how that blue paper, it's just a scrap. I must have used it in a different layout, the other piece of it. When I just had the papers laying on the table, I liked how that blue paper looked against that really busy polka dot paper right there. So I wanted to use that in the middle, but I didn't want to waste that polka dot paper. So what I did is I just cut off enough, 2 strips, one for the top, one for the bottom, and that left a good chunk of that polka dot paper that I could use in another layout. So I cut it so it should be exactly 12 by 12 as long as everything is straight. So I just taped the back of the strips on it to give it the same look. So I kind of measured it there with that other piece of paper. And then I wanted to do kind of a long flag. I get those two mixed up, sorry. One of these days I'll learn. And really liked this. It's kind of like an orangish coral polka dot paper. So just cut it so the picture, so it was wider than the picture. And then I trimmed the bottom. I didn't want it to touch the very bottom of the page. So then just trimmed the bottom a little bit and made it into a flag there. So I'm just going to tape that down because I know that that is what I want, or where I want that to go. Even before I pick out my pictures. I have that one picture sitting to the left there, but I actually don't use it as the main picture. It does end up in the layout, but I use this picture. And then I have really been using scraps lately. My scrap drawer is right in front of my desk. And so I reached in there, found this piece, and of course, it wasn't larger than a 4x6 paper, picture, sorry. So I did trim it down just a little bit so that I could use the scrap. And I backed the picture with that paper there. And then, I needed to kind of fill in that right-hand space because I didn't want it just to be a one-picture layout. I actually have enough from this fair to do 4 pages, so 2 2-page layouts. So I needed to use more than just one picture on this layout. So what I did is I found 2 that I could cut down so that I could stack them. And I just cut them so that they are the same size. So you can see me cutting them there, trying to get them to the same size. And then I decided I want to back them with a different paper. So just kind of searching, I think, through the scraps again to see if there was any other scraps that I could use. When I reach over to the right side, that's probably most of the time what I'm doing because that's where the scraps are. So just looking for any of the scraps, and that is actually the other side of that coral polka dot paper. but that is super busy and the pictures kind of get lost on those stripes. So I wanted to do kind of a dark backing, a double backing. So using like a dark background just to lift the pictures up off of the stripes so it doesn't look as busy. So I did leave a little bit of space in between those two pictures there and then just trimming it down. And then I will I'll glue it down to the stripes there as well to double back it. And I'm really enjoying my ATG gun. If you guys don't have one, I highly suggest getting one. You can get them all over. You can get them Hobby Lobby, Joann's. I've seen Scrapbook.com, just lots of places. Advanced tape glider is what it is. I highly recommend getting one of those. It's definitely high quality. So it turns out to be kind of a simple layout. So I'm just going to tape that down there, make sure that it is straight. And then I will also tape down the other picture here and then use those fair stickers. I don't think I used oh yes I did. I was trying to think. I didn't think I used a single sticker outside of the fair stickers, but I did use a couple extra stars. So the fair stickers from the beginning, just kind of deciding what I want to do. With all the pattern papers, it is super busy. And I feel like the layout is kind of filled in quite well. You know, there's not a lot of open spaces. So there's not really too many embellishment clusters that I do for this layout, but I did find that a Fair to Remember sticker. So I put some of the foam circle stickers on the back of that to lift it up off the page, and then just added an arrow and a couple of stars. And just kind of looking at it, I didn't know what more to do, but I knew I wanted kind of a small title of what fair it was. So I found these foam thickers. I think it's pink. I think it's a pink paisley collection that it comes from. So I'm just going to use those different colors to make my title. A lot of times I'll start at the end because I know where I want it to end, and kind of it's easier for me to work backwards than to like guesstimate from the beginning. So that is why I start at the end at the right side and work to the left side. So it was fun with these different colors. I felt like a lot of them went well with the layout. And then once I got the first word, it's actually a festival. So instead of writing festival, I always just call it fest. So I made sure that those were centered. So I guess it depends. I don't always start at the end. But like this one, I knew I wanted it centered under the Polish. And so that one was easy, you know, just the F under the O and so forth. So I did just kind of alternate the colors, see what would kind of show up the best, because it is very patterned, pattern paper. And then I wanted the date, so I just added 2018 using the same stickers. And again, it just lines up with the fest, the number of letters. So I just started at the beginning of that too and placed those down. And I did this layout actually pretty early in the morning for me, before my husband went to work. And so I thought that I was only going to do a single page layout for you guys. But then he said that I had a little bit extra time to scrapbook. And so I actually decided to do a 2-page layout. Because like I said, I have probably enough pictures to do 4 pages for this single festival. So I decided why not tape the second page as well. So I did add those stars. I think those are from Pink Fresh Studio. I could be wrong. I'm sorry. I am not in the she shed right now. to actually look at it. But I think that's what they're from. And then I like the whole triangle embellishment kind of look, have the embellishments in a triangle. So I wanted something else kind of on the top. So I just found that fun sticker and added a couple more stars. And that finished that first layout. So then for the second page layout, so because I had saved the white polka dotted paper, I had the exact size as the navy paper on the left hand layout. So I just kind of reversed the whole idea. So on the first page of the layout, you know, the navy is the middle and the polka dots are on the outside. And then on the second page of the layout, I did the opposite. The polka dots are in the middle and then the navy is on the outside. It's not the exact navy because that navy strip on the left-hand side was a scrap. But I used the navy that I had used to back the two square pictures. So again, just trying to utilize as much of the papers as I can. I've been, like I said, I've been using lots of the scraps, trying to figure out how to utilize as much as I can, so I'm not wasting stuff. So, because the polka dot paper is super busy, I wanted to back the papers on a more simpler, if that's a phrase, I guess a simpler paper. So I found that green, you can see in the top left, it is, I don't know what design to kind of call it. But that is what I used. And so it's a lot simpler than the polka dotted paper. So I just backed those two pictures and then I'm going to have a third picture. You can see it there. I'm going to back that. I believe I found some scraps for that one as well to back that with. And then just trying to decide what I want to do on the right hand side. So that third picture is going to be on the bottom more overlapping. It's just too wide to put all three pictures side by side. And so I needed something to the right of the two pictures. So again, found my scraps from the same collection, the same layout that I was working on. And so I just made the stripes. That striped paper was not long enough to go all the way through, but it was long enough for me to cut a little bit off and make it appear as it goes all the way through. So I really like how that looked. Just made it, just broke up the polka dots a little bit. So gonna lay that all out, get that all taped down. And yeah, I used to actually do this busy of layouts all the time. I would use pattern papers for my background papers a lot, and then pattern papers to back the pictures as well. So it's kind of funny to look back to where you started and kind of see how you develop as a scrapbooker along the years, I guess. I can't believe I've been doing it about 6 years now. My oldest just turned 6. So that's kind of when I started. So it's fun to look back. Some of the original layouts I kind of roll my eyes at, but hey, it is what it is. It's fun, like I said, to see the progression that you make throughout the years. So just making sure everything's taped down on the layout. And then I do still need to figure out what to use to back that picture. So you can see I am looking through the scrap drawer that I have and found this scrap that I had used to cut out something on the Cricut. And since it was small, I do like to keep those because, like you can see here, I have enough room that I can cover that up and still utilize the whole thickness of the paper. So I do keep those as long as it gives me enough space along the outside to back a picture with. So just trimming that up. I actually do get my foam stickers out and put them on this picture, give it a little bit of dimension, the layout. So this picture is raised up off the paper a little bit. So I have the fair sticker on the left hand layout raised, and then this picture raised on this layout. So I did kind of strategically place those two pictures on the right hand side towards the middle. So on the left hand layout, you can see that my big cluster is in the left hand upper corner. So I knew I didn't really I kind of wanted to offset that with an embellishment on the far right upper corner, like you can see there. So I used those flags at the top and drape those across the corner. And it didn't exactly line up all the way, so what I did, I just cut it, and so I can use that on a different layout. I didn't throw it away. I just want, like I said, I like to utilize as much as I can. I don't want to be wasteful. So I did save the other half of that kind of flag there. And then just looking through the fair stickers, there was that kind of cloud there. So I used that as the base of my embellishment cluster. I found another arrow and I put that on foam stickers, so that is raised up off the page and struggling to get it straight, but I finally got it straight enough. And then I just found a star, and that finished off that cluster. I usually like to do 3 things in the clusters. That's just kind of how I work, I guess. So initially I had put down those bottles there, that pyramid, but didn't like how that looked. We're doing rides and not the games in these pictures, so instead I replaced that with those balloons. And then I decided to add just a couple of stars to finish off the cluster. And then the bottom left was kind of plain. So there were these tickets on the sticker sheet that I liked. So I figured I would kind of place them along the bottom there. However, I did not space them out good enough. So at first I thought I would try to move that picture over further, but that wasn't going to work. So I peeled back the stickers and replaced them so that they kind of fit from the edge of the paper to the edge of the picture there. And so I just, wanted it to be across that whole space. I didn't want it to leave like an awkward space in between the picture and the stickers. So I realign those, and I think that finishes the layout. So I hope you enjoyed. If you have yet to subscribe, I would love for you to do so, and like and comment on my video. That helps as well. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and we will see you next time. Thank you.